afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. The sun's trying to finally come out, and that means we won't have time to get out to the garden once again.
Yep.
And if you have a question for Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company, here's how we're doing it now. You write us an email at tips@channel3000.com. It's right there on your screen. Tips@channel3000.com. Just give us your first name and your question, and we'll have Lisa answer them coming up in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, very good. And before we go, I have to wish my dad a happy birthday today. It's my dad's 85th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And it's getting sunnier and warmer right on cue.
That's exactly right. Happy birthday. Topping our news today, a GoFundMe that was set up to support the family of a man and his daughter who died yesterday has raised over $40,000 in just one day.
A barn burns to the ground in Brooklyn this morning. A firefighter was injured in the response.
And a blockbuster trade for the Milwaukee Bucks, Damian Lillard, is now a Milwaukee Buck. Let's take a look outside. Another great day for the Ducks.
A little more rain this morning.
Warming up, though, and drying out. Two good things. And Jacob Madison is in the backyard with the details on that.
Yeah, you mentioned the sun was struggling to peek from the clouds, but if I look up, I don't really see the sun, but I do see some blue skies, so we may see some sunshine before the day is up, but we also are seeing some showers across parts of our area. Zooming in, we have a storm that has dissipated over the last 30 minutes or so right now in northern Greene and southwestern Dane County. We may continue to see this storm push off to the west. Also in the southern portion of Greene County, there's a good amount of rainfall just to the south of that in northern Illinois. This round of showers is also moving to the west, a little bit to the north, kind of west-northwest, but they are moving pretty slowly, and there's also some showers in northern Richland County. Now, we may continue to see some of these showers for the next few hours, but for the most part, we aren't expected to see much rain going forward. During the overnight hours, we are only going to see some very light showers. Now, what we also are going to see is some fog. Here's a look at the visibility forecast. We'll see a visibility below 2 miles, possibly even below 1 mile at times tonight, so this will likely impact the morning commute tomorrow. Now, as far as temperatures, we're seeing current temperatures in the upper 60s across Dane County. For other portions of our area, we are seeing the lower 70s, but for the most part, temperatures right now are not too bad, and throughout the evening, although we may continue to see some showers, temperatures will remain in the 60s. I'll talk more in detail about the warm-up we're going to see for the weekend. All those details coming up a little bit later.
All right, we'll check back. Jacob, thank you. Friends of a family hit by tragedy are asking for the public's help after a fatal crash yesterday in Lafayette County. Jason Richardson and his daughter were killed when the car that they were in was hit by a semi.
His partner, Leanne, survived the crash and recently discovered that she is pregnant. This comes after the couple lost another child last year. Jalen Banks spoke with friends today who've organized a GoFundMe to help the family. Jalen?
I spent the afternoon with Allie Simmons, who grew up and went to school with Richardson. She, like him, is now a parent, and she says that she would want someone to do the same for her family if the roles were reversed. Shortly after hearing the news, Allie reached out to Jason's mother, Angie, and asked if she could start a GoFundMe to help. Allie has been married now for 3 years, and she and her husband have 2 kids. And she says she couldn't imagine losing any of them.
I don't think I'd be able to wake up. I wouldn't want to. Being very close with my husband, I couldn't imagine. I came home last night, I hugged my kids, and I just held them. Those 2 little girls not having their sibling, not having their dad. Jason was a wonderful family guy. He loved those girls more than anything in the world.
The community has rallied to support Richardson's family. The GoFundMe reached its initial goal of $40,000 in less than 24 hours. And if you would like to donate to the GoFundMe, you can find the link on our website at channel3000.com.
Jalen, thank you. This morning, emergency crews responded to a barn fire outside Brooklyn. The fire reported just after 6:45 a.m. in the 4500 block of Rutland Road, located just off U.S. Highway 14 in the town of Rutland. According to Dane County dispatchers, the barn was unoccupied by humans and no injuries to civilians reported. Crews from multiple agencies were sent to the scene after a mutual aid request was issued.
There was one minor injury of a fire personnel treated and released, and the structure was a total loss.
Fire Chief Mason Barber said that there were goats and chickens in the barn. All of them died in the fire.
The Wisconsin soldier who had been in North Korean custody since July could be heading back to the U.S. soon. Travis King of Racine was handed over to U.S. authorities today at the China-North Korea border. North Korea abruptly said it was planning to expel the 23-year-old Army private who dashed across the border between North and South Korea in July while on a tour of the demilitarized zone. There's no word on why North Korea suddenly released King. He's being taken to Fort Sam Houston in Texas and is likely to face more disciplinary action from the military. A new legislative task force kicked off today with the goal of addressing human trafficking in Wisconsin.
Political reporter Will Keneally has more.
The task force was created last month as part of 4 different ones tackling issues ranging from childhood obesity to artificial intelligence. Now, the task forces will hear testimony from experts on human trafficking and will eventually create a report based on the info that they gather. Now, if you remember back to 2020, a similar task force was created in the wake of the George Floyd murder to investigate racial disparities here in Wisconsin. Now, one of the task force co-chairs said today in a news conference that they plan to work with other state agencies like the Department of Justice.
The Justice, the Attorney General's office is looking at this from law enforcement's perspective. We are looking at it from a legislative perspective, and we believe that together we can bring our ideas to the table and come up with solutions that'll help make a difference in the outcome of the people involved in sex trafficking.
Now, the task force heard testimony today from state agencies to get a better sense of the scope of the problem. Now, the task force will continue their work through the rest of the session, and we could see a report in the following months.
It's Will Keneally reporting. The House of Representatives is continuing debate on 4 of the 12 appropriation bills needed to fund the government.
But their work won't be done in time to avoid a government shutdown, which is looking more and more likely.
Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he needs more time to pass the 12 spending bills needed to fund the government. So he's pushing for a short-term continuing resolution that would temporarily avoid a government shutdown.
We will pass a continuing resolution, bring that rule up hopefully on Friday, that would keep government open, but at the same time deal with the border.
But some hardline Republicans say they will oppose any CR, even if it means a government shutdown.
I'm a no and will remain a no. My advice is buckle up, there's turbulence ahead.
Speaker McCarthy tried to sweeten the short-term bill by including Republican priorities such as deep spending cuts and tougher border policies, but those additions make it almost impossible to pass in the Senate.
The Senate is working on its own continuing resolution, which has broad bipartisan support to keep the government open for the next 6 weeks at current spending levels.
Or we can shut the government down in exchange for a zero meaningful progress on policy.
House Republican holdouts say the Senate bill won't work for them.
We have members that say I'm not voting for CR under any circumstances, even if I agree with everything in it, and the 2 chambers are a long way apart.
The White House is warning that a shutdown would impact all Americans. One example, TSA and air traffic controllers would have to work without pay.
Look, they're pros, and they do what's required of them, just like our service members in uniform do. But it certainly doesn't help with that safety critical job for them to come to work with the stress of not getting paid.
The White House says that in previous shutdowns, there were significant delays and longer wait times for travelers at airports across the country. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And military members will also have to work without pay if the government shuts down.
Nearly 120,000 migrants have arrived in New York City since the spring of last year. Texas Governor Greg Abbott visited New York today. He stood by his decision to bus more than 15,000 asylum seekers into the city. Abbott's comments at a conservative event come as the southern border crossings are at a near record high, with nearly 7,000 apprehensions daily.
What you're dealing with in New York, what you are seeing and witnessing in the state, is a tiny fraction of what is happening every single day in the state of Texas.
In New York City, with designated shelters like the Roosevelt Hotel at capacity, Mayor Eric Adams is looking at schools and parks for housing, but facing pushback. A Staten Island neighborhood is fighting a shelter there, and Brooklyn leaders are pushing back against a plan to build a migrant camp on federal parkland.
Anticipation is building at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library for tonight's second Republican presidential debate. 7 candidates have met the polling and fundraising thresholds to qualify for the debate. Failing to make the cut, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who spent the day campaigning in Michigan. Former President Donald Trump will not be attending the debate tonight. Instead, he'll also be in the battleground state of Michigan, where auto workers are on strike.
It's a job interview. You know, the debates are a job interview. And so far, I'm not too interested.
The latest CBS News poll shows Trump leads the GOP field in Iowa by 30 points. Republicans in New Hampshire support him by an even larger margin. There are less than 4 months to go before the Iowa caucuses, which kicks off the nomination process.
Well, according to ESPN, the Milwaukee Bucks are acquiring Damian Lillard in a trade that is shipping out Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen. It's a 3-team trade with 8 players getting new homes, including Holiday in Portland and Allen in Phoenix. The deal comes months after Lillard formally requested to be traded in early July, as the Blazers decided to take a patient approach to negotiations. You can find out more about all of this deal from our sports director, Zach Hanley, coming up on News 3 Now at 6.
Late night TV is expected to return next Monday now that the writers' strike has come to an end. NBC's Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, ABC's Jimmy Kimmel, and CBS's Stephen Colbert all made the announcement on their respective social media accounts this morning. The restriction for writers to work ended during the early hours of this morning after it was announced that the WGA had agreed to a 3-year agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television producers.
A designer based in London has created the world's first ice cream made from plastic. The flavoring in the frozen treat comes from combining the same kind of plastic used in plastic bottles with bacteria and enzymes that digest the plastic and then transform the leftovers into molecules that make the vanilla flavor. It's not for sale, but part of an art show in London called Guilty Flavors.
This project started from a very big frustration about how the plastic recycling system cannot keep up. Also that despite all the information around plastic production is not decreasing, it's actually increasing.
The plastic transformation process was developed by scientists in Scotland, but the ice cream has not yet gone through any regulatory testing to ensure it's safe for human consumption.
So it's not ice cream, it's art, right?
It's both.
It's both.
It's plastic. I'm not eating plastic ice cream.
No, not even a double scoop.
Well, more and more of our pets are dying of cancer, and there's a local organization which helps pet owners deal with a tragic diagnosis.
We'll find out how you can help. Czar's Promise help others when Live at 4 continues.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Add beautiful color to your projects with Minwax Wood Finish. This penetrating formula delivers oil-rich color in one single coat and dries in just 2 hours. Get a quart for only $10.99 after rebate. Protect your projects with a top coat finish. Fast-drying polyurethane provides long-lasting protection for all types of wood surfaces. Right now, pick up a quart for just $12.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. Use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Just look at them. State-of-the-art Honda hybrids, making ecological art out of any conditions they encounter. Rugged, dependable, stylish performance with fuel efficiency and low emissions that'll make a tree hugger blush. What's this phenomenon you're witnessing? It's the future, today. Electrified driving built for Wisconsin. Get your Honda hybrid now at your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer. Honda gets Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, during the pandemic, federal student loan payments were put on pause.
Now, after a 3-year break, borrowers need to start paying those loans again in 4 days. October 1st is when millions of people with student loans from the government need to start resuming payments. Kim Miller is a financial counselor who works with borrowers and says many are worried about their budgets.
They were using the money that was going to student loans. Now they were using it for food and transportation and cost and housing. And so now they have to squish that back into their budget.
The government is now offering the SAVE plan, which can lower the monthly payment amount. Payments are based on the borrower's monthly income and the size of their family. Family Save also treats interest differently. For example, if a borrower qualifies for a low monthly payment of $30, but their interest is $50, they won't be charged that additional $20. You can find a lot more information on all of this at studentaid.gov.
It's going to change a lot of lives,
Yep.
that's for sure. Well, stocks closed mixed on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials was down 68 points, closing at 33,550. The NASDAQ managed a 29-point gain. The S&P 500 was up fractionally. Well, it's going to be a great weekend to get outside and take a walk.
And if you want to bring your dog to Winnequa Park in Monona on Sunday, you can help a wonderful local organization, Czar's Promise, raise awareness about animal cancer.
It's the Czar's Promise Inspiring Hope Walk. Beth Vinny is the founder of Czar's Promise, and Kathleen Thompson is here with her 8-year-old young lab, Phoebe, one of the recipients of Czar's good work.
Hi, ladies. Good to see you.
Beth, let's start with you. For people not familiar, just tell us about Czar's Promise.
Well, what we are is we work with local canines like Phoebe and felines who have received a cancer diagnosis and need some guidance and need a partner with them along that journey because it encompasses many facets, a lot of them emotional, logistical, educational, and financial, and that's what we're here to do. And we also partner with our good friends at the UW School of Vet Medicine and American Family Children's Hospital and support their canine as well as pediatric oncology research efforts.
Oh, it's such a wonderful thing.
And I'm the recipient of your work as well with my Lola.
Yep, you are. And Kathleen, you are as well with sweet Phoebe here.
Absolutely.
Tell us her story.
Absolutely. Well, Phoebe has been my baby since she was estimated 3 months old when I adopted her from a shelter in Iowa. And we have traveled a lot of miles together, both figuratively and literally. And in 2020, right after the pandemic hit, I got the unfortunate diagnosis after finding a lump in the back of her leg and then a matching one in the other leg while we were doing our Sunday morning massage, and took her to the vet thinking it was hopefully no big deal, and ended up getting a lymphoma diagnosis instead. And so
and just what goes through your mind at that point?
Well, I mean, it took a while for my brain to even receive it. Like, information came in, just rejected it, honestly, over and over. And I mean, when they say it's devastating, it is truly devastating. You just don't know what you'll do without your pet partner. So,
and I think it's so hard when it's a pet because they can't talk to you, they can't tell you how they feel.
And they don't know what's going on.
They don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
So how did Czar's Promise help you?
Immensely, and in many ways. You know, one of those ways was being a graduate student when you take your dog to the vet and to the oncologist and you're wanting to give them everything possible, but you know that it's financially out of your realm to be able to do that. Having financial help through that is extremely helpful. But even more than that, it's also a situation where you just feel totally alone when you're in that situation too, especially during a pandemic. You're sitting in your car while your dog is in the vet and receiving all this information. And so to be able to talk to someone, hearing Beth's voice for the first time was one of the most comforting things in that entire situation, was talking to someone who knew what I was going through and just had the right words to say all the time.
Beth, how did this get started?
Well, Czar's Promise was inspired by Czar, a Great Pyrenees that was diagnosed with bone cancer in 2012. And he went through a 19-month journey of a rear leg amputation, chemotherapy, and palliative care. And he lived an incredible 19 months post-diagnosis.
And the work you do is not cheap. I mean, and you have a fundraiser this weekend.
We do. We have the 2023 Czar's Promise Inspiring Hope Walk. It's our 5th anniversary this year. And this year is going to be about heroes, hearts, and hope.
Winnequa Park.
We are going to be celebrating. Yes, Winnequa Park in Monona this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Weather forecast is going to be gorgeous.
Perfect.
Yes.
And you have a silent auction going on that you can go online?
You bet. Go online, bid high, bid often, right up until 1:30 on Sunday afternoon.
Kathleen, is Phoebe still in treatment? She seems to be doing well. I mean, she's so sweet.
Yes, she was just, having the time of her life out there, so now she's laying here relaxing. But she did a 1.5 years of lymphoma treatment and made a miraculous recovery that was never expected. So
the cancer's gone?
The lymphoma, at this point, we just keep our fingers crossed and live each day one at a time, but she is coming up on almost 3 years cancer-free and 2 years chemo-free. So, yeah, it was, it was.
We're talking about you. We're talking about you. Well, had a great event, raised lots of money. And congratulations, best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Now we're talking.
Yes. Keep up the great work. Thanks to you for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Well, after 23 years, the CBS reality show Survivor returns tonight.
We'll find out why this show has such staying power and ways to keep it fresh season after season. she's still singing.
Phoebe.
She's singing. That's coming up after Jacob's forecast.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Pick and Save, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, but aren't you linked to dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu. It's him. Who? I'm just the flu.
Fight the flu with Sanofi flu vaccines, which help prevent flu in older adults. They've even been shown to provide better protection from flu-related complications compared to standard dose flu shots.
Don't get Fluzone high-dose quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after previous dose of flu vaccine. Don't get Flu-Block quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components. Tell your healthcare professional if you've had severe muscle weakness after a flu shot. People with weakened immune systems may have a lower vaccine response.
This flu season, you do have a choice. Choose the protection of a Sanofi flu vaccine. Ask your pharmacist or doctor which Sanofi flu vaccine is right for you.
America, it's a 24/7 kind of place. And that's where Ford Escape comes in, the ultimate getaway vehicle. With available driver assist technologies like pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, and Bliss with cross-traffic alert to help you get away from it all, even when you're right in the middle of it. You got this with Ford Escape. Choose FlexBuy on Escape with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash, only at your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
You know, people always ask me,
Kevin, what does being the CEO of Cash Backing mean to you? It means cash back in every opportunity. Could you cash back on this?
Like I wouldn't cash back.
Cash backing by the basket. I see you. Oh, I dreamt you didn't cash back this flight. Oh, good. If you're buying it, flying it, or whining and dining it, then you gotta be cash backing. Come on now. Cash back on everything you buy with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
At Pick and Save, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Well, take a look at this. Police and a police dog had an unusual assignment this week in New York, wrangling a herd of goats. Some 30 goats escaped from a farm in upstate New York, and the police were called to help. They decided to get their German Shepherd canine named Pietro involved. He's trained at finding hidden narcotics, but herding goats was a first for him. But Pietro was up to the challenge and guided the herd back to the field where their pen is located. That dog's going at get.
I love goats. They're all turning around like, what? Are you talking to me?
Pietro's not trained to do that, but he did pretty well.
Yeah.
All right, the rain finally coming to an end?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like after this evening, we're going to be pretty dry for the next week or so, but we're also going to be pretty warm. I'll have those details coming up right after the break.
Join Stoughton Health's Dr. Aaron Schwab on October 5th to learn about simple outpatient treatments that can alleviate varicose or spider veins. To register for the free educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 78 years. And during our 78th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $78. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Are you sweating over high energy bills? Windows drafty or broken? Champion is here to help. With our 70th anniversary sale, buy 2 windows, get 2 free.
At Champion, we design new windows specific to your home's needs.
Then they are built in our very own factory,
Installed by a team of professionals and guaranteed for a lifetime by our best-in-class warranty.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Hold it!
Imagine a world with no drama.
I haven't signed Jody's card yet.
Ordering promotional products guaranteed to create memorable moments is an easy mission at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Wisconsinites elected Justice Janet Protasewicz to protect our democracy. Now some extremist Republicans are threatening to unconstitutionally impeach her before she even rules on a case. To overturn an election Wisconsinites already decided, instead of fixing issues voters care about. Radical Republicans want to overturn elections and ignore what really matters. Tell your state legislator to respect Wisconsin voters and oppose this unconstitutional impeachment.
Join Stoughton Health's Dr. Aaron Schwab on October 5th to learn about simple outpatient treatments that can alleviate varicose or spider veins. To register for the free educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, here are the 3 things you need to know for the rest of this week and for next week. Now, we are going to be pretty dry after the rain we see this evening moves through until possibly this time next week. But overnight tonight and tomorrow night, we are going to see some areas of fog develop, and temperatures are going to warm up for the weekend, and highs may even be in the lower 80s. Now, taking a look at the current radar, looking at the precipitation over the last 3 days, we certainly have gotten a lot. Now, these aren't specific rainfall totals. This is a radar estimate, but it shows over 3 inches for several locations. The southwestern portion of Dane County saw a lot of rainfall. Lafayette County saw a lot of rain. Crawford, Grant, Richland County, a lot of our area saw plenty of rainfall. Also to the east of Madison saw plenty of rainfall as well. So we definitely needed this rainfall, and hopefully the drought monitor, which does release tomorrow, shows some improvements. Now, it is important to note that the drought monitor won't register the rainfall we saw today, but it will over the weekend and Monday. Now, here's a look at the current radar. Still seeing some showers mostly to the south and west of Madison. Still seeing some decent rainfall across Greene County, moving pretty slowly to the west. There's also a few showers further north and west in the northern portion of Richland County. Again, these may continue for the next few hours, but in general, not expect to see a whole lot more. And once this does clear out later tonight, we're not going to see a lot of rain really for the rest of this week and for a good portion of next week. But as I mentioned, we are going to see that fog, and here's a look at the visibility future track. Tonight, we're going to see fog. Visibility will possibly drop below 1 mile at times. And then for tomorrow night, it could be even worse with visibility possibly dropping below a ½ mile at times. So this will impact both commutes. So maybe take a little extra time to get to your destination for both mornings. Now, here's a look at the forecast for temperatures. Lows tonight will be around 60, not pretty normal night, a little bit mild, but then tomorrow we are going to see the temperatures remain a little bit near average with highs right around 70 degrees. Cloudy skies in the morning, but the clouds will break for the afternoon. We'll see partly sunny skies, and then we will continue to see the clouds break for Friday. High temperatures will also continue to increase with highs in the mid-70s for Friday with partly sunny skies. Now, if we look at the next 7 days, we are going to see those temperatures warm up for the weekend with highs in the lower 80s along with plenty of sunshine. And those 80s will continue for Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we will get maybe a little bit of taste of, I wouldn't say middle of summer, but definitely a little bit like summer for the next for Saturday through Tuesday. And then our next rain chance comes. Looks like it will begin late Wednesday and continue for possibly Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So although we are going to be dry for the next week, we saw a lot of rainfall just the last couple of days. It is possible we could see a good amount of rainfall towards the end of next week. But for the beginning of October, we're gonna be in the 80s with plenty of sunshine. It will feel like summer at times.
Well, and the farmers are going to like that because they got a lot of corn to bring in yet.
Yes. Yeah, I remember for the noon show, Pam was mentioning how this isn't the time that they want to see the rainfall.
Right.
But
everything's done growing, but
yeah, but we definitely will take the rainfall.
Get in the water, get in the ground, and maybe help the drought a little bit.
Yeah, and plenty of our areas saw well over 3 inches the last couple of days. We actually had more rainfall at least for Madison in the last 3 days than we did the previous month before that. So.
I always feel like, okay, I know it's October 1st, but maybe I should put up my Christmas lights if it's going to be 80 degrees.
No. Do your Halloween decorations first.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Take advantage.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
After 23 years and 652 episodes, the iconic reality series Survivor returns tonight with its milestone 45th edition.
18 new castaways will try to outwit, outplay, and outlast each other to win the title of sole survivor and the $1 million grand prize.
Host Jeff Probst has your inside look.
For our 45th season of Survivor, happy to announce that for the first time we have 90-minute episodes. So that's going to mean a lot more Survivor, a lot more of everything you love. Welcome to Survivor 45! We have a lot of very smart players this season, and they're smart storytellers. And now we'll have time to really get inside their story, where they're from, what they believe, how they approach the game.
If something scares me, I can go and do it. I thrive in the unknown.
I think I'm perceived as an intense, aggressive, outspoken person, and that can be really off-putting to somebody.
The focus that I have is to give off golden retriever energy. I'm ready to talk to somebody. I'm ready to hang out. Let's happen.
We also have the first returning player in the modern era, Bruce. from last season who was injured minutes in. So we called him and said, do you want to come back? And he said, I'm already on the plane.
Oh my God! I lost it. I was crying.
Trying to play this game alone in the new era is really tough. The game is more complex, which is why in 45 you're going to see a lot of pairs. The players are finding new ways to twist the game to their advantage.
So I need to play aggressive right off the get-go, get some advantage, find an idol, do whatever I can.
I say, yeah, I'm going to be the sole survivor. Why not me?
I am at the launch pad. The rocket is fueling up. It's ready to fire off.
It's really a personal journey that is cleverly disguised inside a game of social politics. When it's over, what every single player says is, wow, I'm a different person.
You know, I'm coming here with an empty cup, and I'm hoping to leave with a full one.
People want to play. They come hard. It's really fun. I think fans are going to enjoy it.
I'm waiting for Jeff to say, Survivor's ready, go, and I'm going, you know what I mean?
I can't wait. You're going to watch this season?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Don't miss the premiere of CBS's Reality Night tonight with historic seasons of Survivor, all 90-minute original episodes, and also The Amazing Race.
Both are also available to stream live and on demand at Paramount Plus. I'm going to watch The Amazing Race. 90 minutes, so that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Coming up next year on Live at 4, we remember the Boston Tea Party 250 years later.
And then coming up next hour at 5, Dane County has announced a new 911 dispatch diversion team. Our Catherine Merck will explain what that means for the public coming up tonight at 5.
Update your home with new roofing and siding from Menards, plus get 11% off. Owens Corning Shingles offer ultimate protection for your home. Choose from 50 styles to complement with your home's exterior. Get 11% off all Owens Corning Shingles. Cedar Creek Vinyl Siding is low maintenance and built to withstand the elements. Choose from 16 popular color options, all backed with a limited lifetime warranty. Right now, $4.99 a piece after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
And we're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge. And Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less and get the job done with 1. This works.
Kinda.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Look, Mom, I found one.
Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So let's get to yours with an SUV like the Ford Edge with a bright 12-inch LCD touchscreen, the power of an EcoBoost engine to get up and go, intelligent all-wheel drive, and a panoramic Vista roof to get a better view of your world. Be future ready with Ford Edge. Choose FlexBuy on Edge with 0% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 low APR cash, only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
We want to make sure every child in Dane County has a warm coat to wear this winter, and we need your help.
Please donate gently used, kid-sized winter coats to any Clinky Cleaners. We'll clean them for free.
And Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County would give these to kids in need right here where we live.
Don't have a kid's coat to give? Log on to Channel 3000 to make a financial donation. Track our progress on News 3 Now and Magic 98, then donate to Coats for Kids.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Vegas and the Sphere, which opens to the public on Friday.
Now, what is that?
It's a music venue, but it's got LEDs on the outside, and they change it. They make it a pumpkin. And it's spectacular.
That is really cool. Is it right on the Strip?
Right off the Strip. Have you been on that on the train, the little trolley thing?
Yeah.
Right where it bends?
Yeah.
By the Palazzo?
And it just changes all the time?
Constantly.
Oh, that's
And
really...
U2 is going to perform the opening, going to do the grand opening on Friday.
Very cool.
State-of-the-art sound system, the best in the world.
Wow, that's really, I'd like to see that. That's really neat.
Well, this year marks 250 years since the Boston Tea Party, an event many see as a catalyst for the American independence from the British Empire.
The anniversary isn't until December, but today in London, a key part of that story was remembered. Riley Carlson reports.
250 years ago, ships in London loaded with tea set sail for Boston. Today, it's actors carrying tea crates branded by the East India Company to mark the start of the voyage.
If the Boston Tea Party didn't happen, I would be British today, and so would everyone else in America.
When the tea arrived in Boston in December of 1773, it was dumped into the harbor in protest. The British government was taxing the colonies without giving them representation in Parliament.
It really was the shopkeepers and tradesmen who were standing up and saying no to further British tyranny.
One of those merchants was William Breck, Jonathan Lane's distant grandfather.
Do you think they could have ever imagined the series of events that they kicked off?
The idea of independence wasn't even really discussed for another 3 years.
We would rather drown the tea than pay an unjust tax.
Commemorations like this one take place every year in Boston, but this year's will be even bigger.
Its meaning and its story still resonates today all around the world about underrepresented voices wanting the same fair shot at as everybody else.
The East India Company is even joining in, donating 250 pounds of tea.
It was our tea that was dumped into Boston Harbor, so as the starting point, it's a great event for us to be part of and to commemorate.
A landmark celebration, 250 years in the making. Riley Carlson, CBS News, London.
Well, they're having too much fun. The Boston Tea Party ships and museum are also asking people around the world to send them loose leaf tea to be included in the event.
Those who do will receive a certificate of participation.
Let's do that.
Don't waste the tea.
Well, it's time to get your plant and garden questions answered. Email us now at tips@channel3000.com.
There's Lisa Briggs. Hi, Lisa, in the pumpkin patch at the Bruce Company. She's standing by, ready to make us all a little smarter. Stay tuned. Live at 4 continues. We'll take your calls when we come back.
After a beautiful drive through the hills of southwest Wisconsin, we have arrived at Oakwood Fruit Farm. I can smell the donuts from here. This is a true fall gem. Judy, a 5th generation fruit farm that couldn't be run more in an organized fashion. I absolutely love this place. All right, now this is truly a local gem out here in southwest Wisconsin, and now I see why. Just tell us all the fabulous things that are in this store.
We have a lot of products to offer. A lot of them we try to stay local within Wisconsin. We make our own caramel apples. We have our own bakery in-house, so we are making apple cider donuts on a daily basis.
And those are really the store's pride and joy.
Very much so. They are very popular and very delicious, and a lot of people will just come to buy donuts and maybe not even walk out with apples.
The apple cider donut. It's a truly perfect masterpiece, and it's warm.
Oh. We grow all of our apples here that are sold, and throughout the season, we have about 20 different varieties of apples. The most popular one is the Honeycrisp. Customers are looking for that as soon as we open our store.
Greg, how perfect is southwest Wisconsin and the topography really for your apple crop?
It's a great area for growing apples. Yeah, it's a very nice area to grow a family and grow apples.
Greg, a big cheers to you from Oakwood Fruit Farm.
We're buzzing into Madison.
Oh, you got it. All right.
All right. Good work. Excellent.
After 118 years, McGann Furniture is closing its doors. The owners are retiring. Shop now at McGann's Price Crash Going Out of Business sale and take an additional 25% off the already lowest marked sale price. Everything must go. Prices crashed on quality name brand furniture, bedding, dining room sets, and accessories. Free financing. All credit welcome. Special sale hours. Hurry in today to the Price Crash Going Out of Business sale at McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
When dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation might be to blame. Over-the-counter eye drops can provide temporary relief. Xiidra can provide lasting relief. It targets inflammation that can cause dry eye disease. Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. Don't use if allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied, and unusual taste sensation. Why wait? Ask your doctor about a 90-day prescription and pay as little as $0. Xiidra.
It's time now for your first warned traffic. We do have a pretty big slowdown eastbound on the Beltline near heading towards the interstate and also heading towards the 51. So zooming in, speed is as low as 14 miles per hour at times. And this is right as you approach the 51 and a little bit before the interstate. Now, speaking of the interstate, most of it is green, but further up north, this is in Juneau County, there is a slowdown both westbound near Camp Douglas and eastbound near Mauston. So just be aware of both if you have to travel this far. Again, this is pretty far north up in Juneau County, but there is a slowdown in both directions. So looking closer at the downtown area, I mentioned the eastbound Beltline is slow, especially near the interstate, but the westbound Beltline and southbound from Sun Prairie are both green. And that's your first warned traffic. Back to you guys at the couch.
All right, Jacob, thank you. What researchers are calling a mesmerizing electric blue tarantula species has been discovered in Thailand. Researchers found the spider living in a mangrove forest during an expedition in southern Thailand. They say the electric blue color does not come from the presence of blue pigmentation, but rather in the unique structure of their hair. The spider's coloring varies by sex and age. Females and young males have more violent hairs than metallic blue on parts of their bodies. If that was crawling across the floor.
Yeah, I was just going to say, doesn't make it look any less scary.
I'd be in the other room. We are taking your plant and garden questions today for Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi there, guys.
Well,
how are you?
Great fall display there at the Bruce Company in Middleton.
I know, lots of pumpkins.
Let's start with Sandy in Baraboo. She wants to know when to transfer hostas and...
in the fall or spring?
And also bleeding hearts.
Bleeding hearts are best done in the spring, so lots of hers have probably died back, so she should wait until after they flower in the spring, and she can do that then. Hostas you can do anytime, so she can go ahead and transplant those now.
So it's not too early to trim those back? You can take advantage of the warm weather? Yeah, you can trim back.
You can start trimming back all of your perennials now. It's perfectly fine to do that.
Beth was asking that. All right, so Jackie wants to know, she received a mum as a gift, but without an ID tag, how can I tell if it's hardy?
Well, if it's super blossomed out, like really tight, like it looks like it was super sheared and it's got thousands of flower buds on it, it's probably a garden mum as opposed to a hardy mum. The hardy mums are a little wilder looking and less manicured. So depending on what it looks like, if she's not sure, she could send a picture of the plant to the plant desk and we can take a look at it, plantdesk@brucecompany.com.
So those ones behind you are not the hardy?
Yeah, the more manicured they are, the less likely they are to be hardy.
Okay.
All right, that's good to know. Robin sent us an email. She has a question about her orchid. She said the orchid has gone dormant. How long before I can expect it to start blooming again? And she also said, I know I should cut it back, but where should the orchid be cut?
So she only wants to cut back that flowering spike, not the leaves. She can take that flowering spike all the way back to where it is. You know, it's sort of, the spikes are between the paddle leaves, so she can take it back right there. And if she really wants it to flower, she should start fertilizing with a bloom booster, which she can do now. So there's orchid food, and there's orchid food for blossoming, and that's the one she should get.
All right, this is an anonymous one. I don't know who it's from, but can you transplant fiddle-faddle ferns and when?
A which kind of fern?
Fiddle-faddle.
Fiddle-faddle.
Yes.
I am not familiar with fiddle-faddle.
Well, how about ferns in general?
I would say, though, if ferns in general, outdoor ferns, I would wait until the spring, like the bleeding hearts, when they start to emerge. And even indoor ferns, like the ones that, you know, houseplant types, I would wait until the days start to lengthen instead of shorten. So we're talking about early March.
All right.
I think she was eating fiddle-faddle and
eating
emailing about ferns. And it
got all blended together.
Here's another question about a marigold plant.
Okay.
It's nice and green and full, but when the blossoms get eaten up by something, she tried a powder, but it didn't seem to help. What do you recommend?
I would say it's probably, if it's a lot of eating, it's probably either rabbits or woodchucks. And so what she'd want to do is a scent repellent. I would say that I like the granular ones that you put on the ground as opposed to the powder that you put directly on the plants.
Okay, the next person, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but they have fruit trees, a peach and a honey crisp. They planted 3 springs ago. They both had small fruit on them, but didn't mature. The last 2 years, they've been hardy, hardly any blossoms at all, let alone fruit. Next door neighbor, they have a pear and apple tree, older and prolific. What can we do?
Well, first of all, the peach tree, I would guess that this year it was damaged during the blooming period because we had those frosts and probably knocked back the flowers. As far as the Honeycrisp, that's probably an apple tree. Apple trees need another apple tree to pollinate. So even if their neighbor has a pear tree that's doing really well, that's not pollinating their apple tree. So they need to either have a really good blooming crabapple, or somebody else needs to have an apple tree that's blooming at the same time that theirs does.
All right, it's all about pollination. And all this rain, the grass is really growing. You still can cut it, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's also a really good time if you have damaged spots from the drought to do an overseeding and sort of fill in those thin spots or seed over any of those places where you lost a lot of the turf. You can rake it out and put seed down now. It's the perfect time to do that.
This time of year. All right, great. Thank you all for writing in. Lisa, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Lisa. Great to see you.
You're welcome.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Join Stoughton Health's Dr. Aaron Schwab on October 5th to learn about simple outpatient treatments that can alleviate varicose or spider veins. To register for the free educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at gawon'twait.com.
Wisconsinites elected Justice Janet Protasewicz to protect our democracy. Now some extremist Republicans are threatening to unconstitutionally impeach her before she even rules on a case. To overturn an election Wisconsinites already decided, instead of fixing issues voters care about. Radical Republicans want to overturn elections and ignore what really matters. Tell your state legislator to respect Wisconsin voters and oppose this unconstitutional impeachment.
Join Stoughton Health's Dr. Aaron Schwab on October 5th to learn about simple outpatient treatments that can alleviate varicose or spider veins. To register for the free educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application.
He was last seen fleeing from a traffic stop in Rock County. Months later, his body was discovered in an abandoned home miles away. What happened to Christopher Miller? News 3 Now probes for answers in an exclusive discussion with the Rock County Sheriff's Office.
Thursday at 10.
Here's one more look at your forecast. Still seeing a few showers, mostly to the south and west of Madison right now. Still seeing some decent rain in portions of Greene County, moving west pretty slowly, around 20 miles per hour. Also seeing some showers a bit north of that across Richland County. Again, these showers may continue for the next few hours, but we are expected to be dry by the overnight hours. And the dry weather will continue for the next week, as we will see the temperatures warm up as we head towards the weekend. A lot of sunshine with highs in the lower 80s. And that will continue for the start of next week as well. Monday and Tuesday, we will also see highs in the lower 80s before our next chance of rain, which begins on Wednesday and will continue for the following Thursday, Friday, and possibly Saturday as well.
October. You wouldn't know it.
Nope.
Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we go beyond the barometer to get an inside look at the weather.
And we'll head to Sauk City and visit a mom and pop factory in our Traveler Throwback Thursday. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, but aren't you linked to dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu. It's him. Who? I'm just the flu.
Fight the flu with Sanofi flu vaccines, which help prevent flu in older adults. They've even been shown to provide better protection from flu-related complications compared to standard dose flu shots.
Don't get Fluzone high-dose quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after previous dose of flu vaccine. Don't get Flu-Block quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components. Tell your healthcare professional if you've had severe muscle weakness after a flu shot. People with weakened immune systems may have a lower vaccine response.
This flu season, you do have a choice. Choose the protection of a Sanofi flu vaccine. Ask your pharmacist or doctor which Sanofi flu vaccine is right for you.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be, right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that.
You can make friends.
Yeah, you can make friends, no matter what color they are. So we need to stop CRT.
The truth wins if we're all brave enough to tell it.
Floor & Decor, my go-to to get it all. Tile, wood, stone, and laminate, they've got it. Installation materials, yep, and all the tools I need, they've got those too. More importantly, they've got my back with benefits and services I actually want, and a pro app that makes my job easier. Floor & Decor just gets it. That means I get more done.
At Floor & Decor, whether you're looking for everyday low pricing on in-stock job lot quantities and installation materials, or a powerful partner to help take your business to the next level, we've got you covered. Discover Floor & Decor today.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
In today's Final Touch, flying the coop takes on a whole new meaning.
And this one involves the police. A chicken on the loose led to Arkansas rookie cop Nathan Swindle on his first hot pursuit in which an escaped chicken evaded him for nearly 5 hilarious minutes. Swindle seemed to get a kick out of the whole thing, but when the bolting bird darted under a car, the officer cried foul. He eventually nabbed his suspect and got a new nickname. His troubles, that being Rooster. At least he can cross-country fried chicken chase off his bucket list. All's well that ends well, I guess. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.